everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this video. This is part 4 in Done by December. It's a little December album challenge that I gave myself because I really wanted to get some more pages in my 2022 album. So if you are just now jumping in, there are links below for the previous parts. Let's get started on this one. Okay, for today's stories, we'll call them stories. I keep inserting days, but I really do mean stories. I'm working on stories of this time. Today is 3 stories, and one's kind of a little bit of a cheat, and you'll see what I mean when we get to it. What we're going to do is craft these 3 stories on one sheet of cardstock. Background cardstock. This is a lightweight. It's about 65 pounds. I already know I only want this to be 8 inches tall. My album that I'm using, I had a question about this. It's the 6x8 Black Velvet by ScrapbookCom. Links are below. That's what my December album is living in. And so for this particular page, while I could go a smidge taller than 8, I want to go 8 inches tall. And I also know, because I already have 2 of the stories here, both in black and white, and this is a 6x8, this one is 3x8. And so the idea is that this one is going to flap over this one. And I haven't completely decided, but I think it's going to go like this. I think I'm going to have this one on the outside. So I got to create a flap, and I decided to do that with just this one piece of paper. So I do know already that this is going to be 6x8. I'm going to go ahead and put it right into my book, which means I will be punching holes in my photo, and I'm going to be absolutely fantastic about that. That's going to be just fine. So I'm going to come in here on my trimmer up to the 6-inch mark, and then I'm going to come in here with the score tool and make my score so that I can fold this over. Okay. And it's too long. I don't need that much by way of this here. I'm stumbling over my words. Bear with me here. The coffee machine broke. That might be a problem here in today's rendition of these pages. I'm warning you now. Okay. I also know what kind of helps me sometime is actually taking the actual thing that is going to be up against the other thing and measuring it instead of saying, oh yeah, I know it's going to be 3 inches. Sometimes I'm just flat out wrong. So here I'm going to just mark this and then trim that. Okay, so here's what we got so far. This is going inside here. This is going inside here. There's a couple of things I need to do though. See how simple that was? Here's your page flap. There you go. Ta-da! So cool. Okay, the other thing I want to do though, okay, I am totally into Hygge. Have you heard that term? Hygge. Hygge. And it's that whole encompassing of all things cozy, comforting, candles, books, games, snuggling. It's just the cozy part of life, and especially in the wintertime. I am here for the Hygge. So I went ahead and cut out the words Hygge with this modern alpha die. That's what that's called. And I want to figure out, and I think I know how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to use vellum, and I'm going to encompass vellum in between this background cardstock and my photo, and then I'm going to glue the Hygge onto the vellum just like that. I'm just seeing what this looks like in terms of how much space this is going to take. It's not really going to take up that much space, but I really love this whole overflap feature. And I have an E here. And I also went ahead and cut these so that I could back it up too. So when you see the other side, you're not seeing the blue, but you'll still see this maroon color that's going on here. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to need about, I would say, 1.5 inches. We're going to do 1.5 inches for the letters, but then I need another about 1/2 inch. That's going to then slip under here so that that's how it's going to be attached. That's the fun thing about vellum, right? Is finding ways to attach it. That I love that little challenge there. So there's 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2. I'm just going to trim that at 2, I believe, but we'll find out next if this is as long or longer. So I need a little smidge taken off there. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and added a couple of these. Actually, what happened is my camera died. I know. Oh, Jamie. Okay, we're back in business here. Things happen. So now I'm not sure if I was starting this before, but to add my letters, I'm just using a craft, what is this called? Tweezers. To hold my letter while I get the glue on it. And I'm using the, I'll show it in a minute. I need to clean up some of this glue here. It's pretty forgiving. You just go and clean it up. Plus it dries glue. It dries clear. Are you worried about me yet? Okay, let's get refocused, Jamie. It's the Artiste glue, and it comes with this great little tip. And so it's perfect for this kind of a thing. And then I just grab a stamp block and let it sit on top of it while it dries. So I'm just going to show this to you one more time. I'm not going to take you through the whole process of doing all of this. It's rather straightforward. Let's see if that stays in focus for us. It just gets the tiniest bit of glue right where you need it. And that for sure comes in handy on occasion. So I'm just lining this up here. And so you want to make sure that the letters go here towards the top of, towards this edge up here on your vellum. And so I'm just going to go ahead and turn this over, and then, because see, that's not pretty, right? And, you know, I kind of like it to be pretty. So I'm going to come back over with these letters all the way across, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so make sure you let your letters dry. And, oops, I messed up my G a little bit. But as are all things, I'm going to just embrace it because I don't think I can pull that up very well. I got a little sloppy there. I think it's going to be okay. So I trimmed this earlier, but I had to get another piece, and so I just got to trim this again. What I'm going to do is add adhesive along the edge of the vellum, and then also the edge of the flap that is coming over, right? Just to make sure. It's a piece that's going to be moving. It's an interactive element, and I stress when we are doing that, for myself anyway, I like to make sure the adhesive is good and strong. Be strong, adhesive, she whispered. Alright, so let's make sure that's all in place still, and my letters are even. Okay. Then I'll just go over here, clip this off. Now what's going to go on this back side here, which will cover up where all this adhesion is going on, whoops, is my journal strip will be here. So at this point, you know, it's going to bug me that I can see that. You know that, don't you? I'm just letting you know. I'm embracing the imperfection here. It's a hard thing for me to do, but it's hard to be creative and always just going for perfection. That's just my little pro tip there. You got to embrace the imperfection at times. It's okay. I want to make sure I don't have anything sticky on here because I'm getting ready to put my photo down, and I don't want my photo to have any sticky on it because that would be sad. Okay, so at this point, I can go ahead and add in this large image. And just snug it up against the fold. And then I think it's safe to go ahead and put this guy here. Okay, so this is in place, and I believe I'm going to come along here at the very top, in case you're wondering about that too, and just trim that out and make sure all my edges are good and even and lined up with the photo. So I'll be doing that here in case you were wondering. But for the most part, we have this interactive page. Last thing I'm going to add on here is I've punched out a 2-inch circle out of white cardstock. And I'm going to snuggle that right up in here like this. And then I have this For Goodness Sake, which is actually from this year's Christmas Spectacular 49 and Market ephemera. I like the circle, so I went ahead and grabbed it. I like what it says, for goodness sake, because it's just exactly what the story is about. Just the goodness of the simplicity of being together on a cozy night in. And so my journaling is all in place. I have some space here if I want to throw something in there. I have Hygge memories there. And so this will be added to my book. In the meantime, though, I have a really simple way to finish out this part of this section of days. So I don't have the numbers on here yet, but this is basically what? 16, 17, 18? 15, 16, 17. What are the numbers? Oh, 15. Okay, I have 15 right here. I have to look. So these are stories 16, 17, and 18. And here's my little cheat. And I'm going to actually do this more in 23. This, I don't know if I would exactly call this an art journal page, because it's just beautiful pattern paper, and it's layers and stamping and tags and florals and just a few of my favorite things. And the hope was representative of Advent. And so I was going to do one a week for each of the topics, for each of the themes of Advent. And I didn't get to that. And that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it here on day 17 and 18. I have 17 on there, but it's actually day 18. And so then with that, just as we're talking really quick here, right? Because I am going to, I'm trying to just, do the things I need to do to sort of just finish up this year of December stories. I'm adding some adhesive at about 3 inches apart, because I'm going to be adding some journaling inside here. I'm going to just be able to have a little place to tuck a tag inside. I'm not going to do that now, but I wanted to make way for it, right? And then I'll just finish adding some more adhesive to the rest of it and go ahead and add it to the back page. And that is how I was adding 3 stories to one piece of cardstock, to one page. Okay, so I was hinting to, I was going to do something like this for this next year. I want to add in art journaling. I have yet to share with you my finished gratitude journal, but I added art journaling to that, and I really, really enjoyed that creative process in the midst of a lot of journaling, because the gratitude journal was very heavy journaling aspect, right? And so I decided, you know what, I want to implement this in my December days as well. I haven't decided when it's going to come in. It might be random. I might do it every 7th day. I might do it for Sunday. I kind of consider art journaling my hobby. It's not something I always put out there and show. I don't teach it by any means, because I don't think I know what I'm doing. I just play and enjoy it. It's just therefore a hobby, right? And so this guy is going to just line up right here as evenly as I can possibly make it. Yeah, we're good. And then I have this space in here for my journaling. And like I said, I'm not going to include that in today, but ta-da! I'm so excited. I'm going to trim this off the top. And that is 3 more days. So tell me what you think. I know we are coming at this from all kinds of directions right now. I know you guys have shared with me, I feel bad I don't have my days done. I know, let's do it in January. I've just never done that. And I kudos to you if you can do it in January. I love that. I don't slow down like that very well in January. My January is going to be very busy. I just know I'm not going to do it in January. So I want to get this done so that I am then super ready to start 23. That is my own personal goal. I love how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.